Hi, I'm Mike. I'm from Akai Professional, and I'm back talking about the MAX49 and how to edit your controllers within the MAX49. So it all starts with the edit button. You hit edit, and then you select a parameter that you want to edit. In this case, I'll go to the second bank of switches here and choose the first one. So it tells you right away what it is that you're going to be adjusting. In this case, it's actually switch number 9 because it's in the second bank. So I'm going to go ahead and use my cursor here to get into the mode and change it from toggle to momentary. So now when I hit it, it only lights up and it's only active as I'm pushing it. This is very useful for when you're using performance effects. So I'll go ahead and start up a drum beat, and I'll just play around with some of the effects that I mapped. So that's how you play with some of performance effects while they're in momentary mode. Toggles are very useful for turning things on and leaving them on. Editing other areas in the Max is done the same way. You hit edit, and in this case I'll choose the arpeggiator. It instantly pulls up the arpeggiator menu in the display, and it allows you to change which type of arpeggiation you want to be playing. So right now I have it set to double accel, so I'll go ahead and choose down, up double, up. And I can use some of those effects that I had mapped over here on this as well. So it's very easy to set up a performance set with the Max. You can change the MIDI channels for different functionality too. So say I want my pads on MIDI channel 2 and my keys on MIDI channel 1. They won't play the same thing. So I want my pads to play drums, and I want my keys to play my synth. And the sequencer can also be put on a separate MIDI channel as well, driving another synth. It also ships with the VizX editor that allows you to edit even faster. You can program your sequencer with a step sequencer, matrix, or change MIDI channels very quickly on multiple parameters. And you can also go ahead and set the momentaries and toggles very quickly for a group. You can then save your preset after you do that. Let me show you how it's done in the VizX editor. So here we are in the VizX editor, and I'm going to go over some of the main features and areas within the editor. Up top here over on the right, we've got these different buttons, and the bank button is for choosing any of the presets that the MAX49 ships with. The data button is where you can open up a preset that you've maybe saved to your desktop or save a preset. The bank button is, again, where you would select your presets that come with the MAX49. You'll notice that there's a duplicate preset for each one that says KS. KS stands for key shift, and what key shift is it's a feature in the sequencer that allows you to play the sequencer with the keyboard. So it sounds like this. So what's happening there is that the sequencer is following my keystrokes on the keyboard. So let me go into some of the other areas. Right below this is the display that you'll be able to see all the values that we're changing in each one of the controls. And down here is a transport. And moving over down at the bottom is our different areas that we can start to customize. For instance, we've got our fader bank, which is a graphical representation of the touch strips on the MAX49 as well as the tack switches below. And as I click on each of these buttons, I'm going through the different banks. And over here, right now I'm selected on global, but if I want to go to preset, I can start customizing any of these controllers. For instance, if I want to change the value, the lowest and the highest value of this particular fader, I can do that. If I want to change the MIDI channel, I can do it from the control itself, or I can do it from the display over here. And the same thing goes for the tack switches. I can select my parameters here, change the MIDI channel, make it a momentary or a toggle, which it's set to right here. And if I move over, now I'm on my pad banks, which works in the same way. You've got a graphical representation of the pads. You can change the behavior of each pad by just going up to the pad, and you'll see the setup in the display over here, the behavior of that pad. Moving over, we've got our sequencer edit, and this is a matrix style step sequencer that allows you to move notes around, change the CC or draw in some different types of automation for your sequence. And you've got your 4 sequences or patterns that you can put on each of your presets. So each preset has a sequence with 4 patterns available. You can turn it on or off, and your arpeggiator as well. So by using the VisX editor, you can much more effectively create a preset and edit all the controls on your MAX49.